After 2 years on iOS and Android, the puzzle platformer OCO makes the jump onto PC and Mac courtesy of Steam. This is my first time that I've been able to get my grubby little mitts on the game because I don't mobile game, and I've been absolutely blown away with its innovative, adventurous, rhythmic, kaleidoscopic art style and the way how the precision platforming just works beautifully. It's a game that's got only great things to be said about it, and I wanted to share it with you, so this is why I love OCO. OCO is a single click or a single press of a button game, and all you do with that, with your little block, is jump. Everything else revolves around what you do with that jump and when you do it. And each level is a circle that just constantly spins and rotates around, a bit like Maddening Overload, which is a game that I've played and got on PS4. The difference with this one, though, is that there's loads of different blocks that change colour or have different colours that mean different things depending on the colour palette that you choose. And what you're needing to do with this is to collect all of the bits, the little gold coins in the level, for you to complete it. Each level is judged on whether or not you completed it, whether you completed it in the minimum amount of jumps or taps, and whether or not you completed it within like the minimum developer time. And by developer time, I mean the person who created the level. Because after the initial 160 levels in the game, because it's been out for mobile for 2 years, there's over 77,000 levels out there for you to muck about with and play. Talk about endless replayability, eh? So what you'll be doing with this is working out when to jump and also how to use the rotation effect to your best ability, because jumping and knocking and then changing the rotation to go around the other direction is a huge part of what makes OCO puzzling, as well as the different types of blocks that you've got. So you've got your normal blocks, which are just what you'll traverse over, but then you've got launch blocks, which make you bounce, rush, that give you a charge, and that charge lasts for a while as well. So whenever you jump, you'll go further, but also if you launch, you go farther as well. And you can pull that into your game design. You've also got crash blocks, which will make you explode and end your level, glide blocks that will make you hover, and you keep hovering until you tell it to stop with, again, the click or the press of the button. Warp that will send you down into the bottom or top of the screen. You've then got hang, which acts almost like a zip line, as if you're travelling underneath the hang blocks as you go, and then fade, which obviously fades away as you go. There's a variety of different colour palettes for you to choose from when you're building your levels, but also as you go across the different things, but you get used to what each of these blocks do and mean the more that you play. As you complete these levels, you'll open up more levels from the developer and kind of the initial play zone. But what you're doing with this is collecting points that you can then channel into the user creation space of OCO. And this is where I found myself getting absolutely lost into the online mode and the level creation. You know me, I love anything that lets me create and get lost in something, and OCO just does this so well. Everything is gated though, so you need to play through quite a lot of levels to build up enough points to unlock all of the different variants that you've got. So unlocking all of the different types of blocks takes a while. Unlocking different colour palettes will take longer. You've then got like celebrations and fireworks and different camera perspectives that you can unlock too. And it was into here that I started to realise just how artistic OCO becomes. And there's several reasons for that. The first one is visually. People are painting levels and making pixel art out of the different blocks, which then you can create levels around. And I found that really cool. So you've got people that are creating like symmetrical shapes that will go around, or smiley faces or little devils. I saw one with the Olympic rings in. It was just really well done. Rainbow is another good one. There was a snowflake too, and crazy like little mazes that you can try and wander yourself between. Of course, these are all playable too. But what I did start to discover is the art of the auto level. And this is where you don't press anything, but you watch it unfold. And what this game does is it leaves like a vapor trail of whatever colour block you've been on as you go around. So one of them, ones that I discovered early on, was just someone making flower patterns, and the vapor trail makes like the petals, and then inside was a beautiful like flowery rainbow inside, and I was like, oh, that's quite cute. But then the secondary element to the kind of auto levels and the artistic side of things is that everything that you do, all the different types of blocks, have a sound that generates with it too. So if you're gliding, there's like a hum, or if you're doing like a bounce, there's like a different bass chord that will trigger. You don't get to choose what the notes are, so it's a little bit free for all, but it reminds me a little bit of sound shapes, where you would be able to trigger off different samples as you played the level. And there's part of me that wanted to start making like cool little synth tracks by getting all the bounces to kind of work on each other and go side by side, whilst also giving off like a spirograph feel by having all of these vapor trails go on. Sadly, those vapor trails disappear, so the longer you make your level, the less likely you are to have something that is visually like a wow moment. But if you do short, succinct levels, that vapor trail works like a spirograph pattern, and I love that. I wish that there was an option to leave the vapor trail as permanent, so that you could make levels that require you to have either precision platforming or they just autoplay. And you can create beautiful pixel and line art out of it all, and that would be just absolutely dreamy. As you go through these different levels, you can unlock how the level creator completed the level, and you can do this as well with the kind of, I'd say story mode, but it's like the developer levels to get you introduced to all the different blocks to begin with. And that's quite enlightening because you get to see the different way how people play, and I was able to complete lots of levels, but never particularly with minimum clicks or on the perfect time. So just seeing people, like, I was in awe at their ability to precision platform, and I was just being pathetic in the corner. But that didn't stop me having fun, because it's just one of those experiences. Levels are so quick. They're quite often over in 20 seconds. So it's about that repetition of getting things right, being precise, getting that chain of events perfect for you to then be like, off and away I go. Although this has been made for Steam and PC and Mac, all of the levels from mobile carry over. All of the PC levels, I believe, carry over to mobile. There's something called OCO Pro, which I'm not particularly aware of because I don't do the mobile gaming, but some of the shades of colouring and some of the things that you get is specifically only available for OCO Pro players, which feels slightly odd when you're paying £3.99 to buy OCO itself on PC and Steam. Although I must say, at that price, this game is an absolute steal, and I cannot recommend it enough as a precision platformer at that price. What I would say is that some of the kind of grind for getting some of the things unlocked does feel a little bit forced. For instance, when you're playing in the online user levels, some of the search facilities are locked behind uploading levels and giving likes, or receiving likes, back. Similarly, some of the stuff around the creation mode, you have to receive hearts back before you can unlock them. And because they're quite easy levels sometimes, you must think, God, these people have played these types of levels over and over and over again. Grr. So it feels slightly strange, but it does encourage user creation as a result. So it's kind of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, kind of mini moan, but not really, because it feeds into OCO's creation process. Talking of level design, I found it super intuitive to understand, really simple to get out and play. You have to validate every level before you can upload it, so you can't have impossible ones. But you need to validate it well, because you're then setting the bar for everyone to then beat you on your online scoreboards afterwards, and then obviously get hearts and likes as you go. I just found it exceptionally engrossing and was uploading levels in sometimes a couple of minutes. Some of them where you really want to go quite specific and very in-depth, you can spend hours on it if you want to. It depends on how big or small you want your level to be. And for me, there's just a whole artistic level to OCO that I'm desperate to get into and evolve more on. So yeah, what a revelation. £3.99. I cannot recommend it enough at this price. There is endless replayability on here. The level creation tools are just designed in a way that means that there's no barrier to entry here. So long as you can complete it and you can draw it with your mouse as you just click on things and choose the colour, you're off and away. A written review will be over on higherplayinggames.com. I'm quite intrigued enough to do some build live streams or some level play live streams, and I think that there is an entire art form on the auto level that I want to dive into on a separate video. So join me again for that. But OCO, 2 thumbs up. Another fantastic game out this week. You guys take care. Written review over on higherplayinggames.com. And if you've got a username that you want to be found on OCO for your levels, drop it down in the comments below because I'll be interested to follow your works. Take care all. Bye bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.